Hello, library patrons. Librarian Jess here from the Troy Public Library. I'm just going to give you a quick tutorial on using Overdrive, which is the main online lending service for the Upper Hudson Library system. I know that a lot of people who generally prefer paper and ink books have been using online resources, what with all the libraries being closed. So if you want that to be an option for you, but you've never used Overdrive before, or you're a little intimidated by the whole thing, I'm here to help. I'm going to guide you through the basics of accessing materials on Overdrive. So the simplest way to access Overdrive, even though it maybe isn't the sleekest, is just to go open any web browser. So here I'm on Google Chrome, and you can see I've got my address bar here. And you can just go to uhls.overdrive.com. And this will bring you right to the Upper Hudson Library System's Overdrive. And from here, you'll see a big blue button that says sign in. It'll even prompt you. So I'm just going to log in. And as you can see, it just asks for your library card number. You don't need a PIN. You just need a library card from any library in the Upper Hudson Library system. So as you can see, there's a Harry Potter promotion going on now. So if you haven't read Harry Potter, now is definitely the time. You can browse up here. There's collections, ebooks, audiobooks, videos, magazines. If you go to subjects, it brings up a whole bunch of different collections. You can browse all formats, or you can pick ebooks, audiobooks. So let's say I'm looking for an audiobook. It will pull up all these different fiction subjects and nonfiction subjects. So let's just say I'm looking for technology books. So you can browse this way, and if you see something you like and it has this blue thing that says available, that means that it's available now and you can just borrow it. It'll give you the option to borrow 7, 14, 21 days. This option is generally only available if it's available now. Otherwise, it'll default to 14 days for most materials. But this one, if I wanted to, I could borrow for 21 days. And now I have this ready. So if there was a book that I wanted that was not available, and arguments for deleting your social media accounts right now, that I've actually heard that one's good, I could place a hold on it. So now it tells me I'm number 1 on 1 copy, so I'm the next person. And you can click right here to go to manage your holds, and it'll show you all of your holds. Looks like I have one available right now, so I'll get to that. But the other thing is that if you just go to the regular Overdrive site, when you first log in, you can also click on this drop down that says My Account, and you can find your holds that way as well. So when you have a hold that's available, you have the option to either borrow it now, or you have this deliver later option. So if I don't want to lose my place on this very popular book, Hillbilly Elegy, but I'm not ready for it right now, I can postpone it. So if I wanted to postpone it for 2 weeks while I finish up whatever else I'm reading, I could do that. I'm not going to do that because I'm very excited to read this one, so I'm going to click borrow. Oh, and it is giving me the option to take it out for 3 weeks. It doesn't always. I'm not exactly sure what the algorithm is there. All right. So I'll show you how to open that book in a second. I also just want to go over searching really quick. So there's this search bar here. If you're looking for a very specific book, you can search by title or by author. So let's say I want to look at Bill Bryson books. Everyone who saw my last video knows that I'm a big Bill Bryson fan. And this will pull up all the Bill Bryson books. A Walk in the Woods is currently available if anyone is interested. It's my favorite one. The other thing that you can do is there is a advanced search option here. So you can search by title and author, subjects. There's a lot of options here, though I will say, unless you have a really complicated search in mind, like let's say I'm looking for a Bill Bryson book, and I can't remember the title, but I know it has the word stranger in it. I can do that. And there's I'm a Stranger Here myself. But you'll see that if we type Bill Bryson Stranger into the regular search bar, it's also going to come up. So advanced search can be useful if you aren't sure exactly what you're looking for, but you have pretty narrow parameters that you want to work in. Sometimes just putting some loose keywords into the search bar is honestly a little bit more intuitive for some people. So you can play around with searching, or you can just browse, whatever you've got to do. Okay, so from here, if I go to my loans, so from here I can click Read Now in Browser, and voila, there's Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance. So you can just click to flip through the book. Also, can't see this, but you can also use your arrow keys. That will flip through as well. If you've got a collection of poetry or short stories, or you just want to skip to a specific chapter, you can usually also do that just with a click. And then if you click on the actual book, you'll bring up this menu. So you can flip through this way. You can go back to the beginning. One thing I do love about ebooks is that if you click this, it gives you your time spent reading. If I had spent more time reading this one, it would give me estimates on how long it will take me to finish. And it'll give you, you can see over here it has the percent, but it'll also show up here what percent of the way through the book you are. Some people hate keeping track of that. I think it's kind of nifty, but that is another perk of having an ebook. Now, this is fine if this is how you want to read your ebooks. There is an app called Libby that has sort of a sleeker interface, especially for reading, and especially if you're going to read on a phone or a tablet or a Kindle or something like that. So to get Libby, all you have to do is go to whatever app store you have. Mine is the Microsoft Store. You might have Google Play, or I forget the name of the Apple one. I haven't had an Apple device in years, but whatever store you have, if you go to your app search and you type in Libby, you're looking for this little purple girl behind the book. That is the logo for Libby, and it's free to install. So as you can see, I've already installed it. But if this was your first time, you'd just have to install it, and then you'd be able to launch it. And I think it will often automatically put a little shortcut on your desktop. If it doesn't, the program will be in your computer somewhere. So once I open this up, you can see it has a lot of the same functions. If you go to library, you can search for book. It even has the same Harry Potter promotion going on right now. This is the book I was last reading in Libby, Bill Bryson's One Summer. If you go to Shelf, you can likewise, this is my most recent loan, so you can read with, and it gives you an option for Kindle. I don't think I have any Kindle software on this computer, so I don't know why it gives me that option, but obviously I'm just going to hit Read in Libby. It does automatically download it, so it can take a little while, but then you can read offline, which is very, very nice. And I'm not going to show you because I don't want to mess up the recording software, but I'm working on a convertible laptop tablet, so it can be really nice because I could hypothetically fold up this laptop that I've got in laptop mode now, make it a Kindle, take it to bed with me, and just read with my tablet interface, which is very nice. And voila! I have Hillbilly Elegy. If you are a crazy person like me who likes to go back and forth between Libby and the Overdrive website, depending on what device you're using, it usually does a pretty okay job of keeping track of where you are. I'll get a message a lot that says, you know, you were at 68% of the way through the book with a different program. You were at 47% with this program. Where do you want to be? And then I will go to the furthest along because that's usually where I actually am in the book. So it is manageable to do both. If you are brand new to this and you're intimidated by technology, I would recommend sticking with one or the other. And like I said, just going to the UHLS site on a web browser is probably the easiest. If you're feeling fancy, you want to get advanced, feel free to download Libby, play with it. You can leave a comment or send an email to the Troy Public Library reference desk if you have any questions that I haven't addressed. If I get a lot of questions, I can always make a follow-up video addressing some common troubleshooting. So please leave us some feedback and have fun e-reading.